everybody, I'm Sabina and welcome back to Backstage. Today we are on OSTRAVA V PLAMENECH with Rage. Hello guys, how are you doing?
Yeah, we're doing good.
Yeah.
Everything really fine.
Yeah, everything is fine so far. So good to be back live on stage. However that happened now, but it's so good to be here.
Yeah, we cannot believe that it started again, thankfully, and that beautiful place the first time after a year. It's a pleasure to be here, thank you.
Are you looking forward for the show?
Are we looking forward for the show?
Yeah.
Sure. We haven't been playing for 10 months now. And yeah, we're pretty rusty and we're hot for Get Out. You're looking forward to play the show?
Yeah, definitely. I can't wait to get on that fucking stage and rock.
It felt like ages.
And then ask this guy.
Well, what was the question then? Oh yeah, really. So we haven't played a show in 10 months now. We are so honored to be here. It's unbelievable that we have this beautiful weather, because they said actually it will be rainy, but it's so cool and we just can't wait now.
What can you expect from the playlist? What can you expect from the playlist?
Oh, there's, yeah, it's going to be, of course, a majority of songs that we have never done so far because of the pandemic situation. There's, last year came album as Wings of Rage. We never played the stuff here. And then we will also have a complete new one, which is out since 2 weeks or so. And we, of course, have the good old classics, the must-have songs, you know, those for the fans who party, sing along or so, you know. So it's going to be a wild mix.
What do you think about the surroundings? Because we are in a very, very special place here in Ostrava.
Actually, I feel like I'm at home. Yeah, we have, in my area where I live, we have several of those old steel fabrics, you know. And it looks to me like I'm in Essen or so, in my home.
Yeah, it looks very similar to where we come from, and I mean, not everything looks like that there, but there are places, of course. And I love it. I mean, this is perfect for a metal show. I mean, look around, it's as metal as it can get, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yes. Guys, do you prefer to play in clubs or big shows?
Both, really both. Or, any opinion?
Yeah, well, all of those places have a different magic. It's cool to play a club with just 50 people, and it's a different magic, and to play a club with 500 people is again something different. Small festivals, big festivals, everything has an own right to be there, and for us it's at the end of the day it doesn't even make any difference, because we love to play. And just the fact that we are on stage and there are people who want to share those moments with us is precious enough to not defer between club or festival or so.
I'm so black and white. I want to be sacrificed for. When territory I want to be sacrificed for. Leave me alone, I'm so black and white. So black and white. I'm so black and white. So black and white.
I would like to know, how do you guys compose? I mean, like together or differently, like just one of you bring the ideas?
We write songs. Oh, yeah. It's in general, like everybody is involved now. Mostly, I come with a kind of skeleton, with a harmonic structure, with melodies and maybe some origin of a riff or so, and then I give it to the voice. So they think about it. Maybe they add some of their ideas, or they just develop something more out of what I had. You know, like this skeleton thing, you know, and so slowly it builds to be a real song then. That's mostly the way. Some of them we did all together in one room, everybody with an acoustic guitar jamming around. Some we did later on Zoom conferences. When we had this lockdown in Germany, we couldn't meet for a couple of months. So it was a bit different on this new album.
And how about the lyrics?
I write it alone.
Yeah. And where come the inspiration from? Like you are on a walk or listen to another music?
It's mostly things that I think about in any way. You know, on this new album, it's like a philosophical view on the evolution of mankind from Stone Age to now, and this comes because I like anthropology since my whole life already. I have all this shit in my head since years, and it's by mostly inspiration, mostly.
Let's talk about the vinyls. Do you prefer, guys, vinyls or Spotify?
Okay, I give it.
I didn't. If I love vinyl or Spotify, vinyl all the way. But
Are you collectors?
But I mean, Spotify is very convenient, you know. I use it for just finding new stuff real quick, or use it when I teach guitar, or use it when I am just on the fly to somewhere and want music quick. But when I really want to sit down and listen to something and just dig in and really listen to what is happening, I prefer vinyl or a CD, you know. Plus, I fucking love the artwork. It's bigger. Spotify has no artwork whatsoever, so this is something I always liked, reading the lyrics, looking at the artwork, figuring out all the little details on some covers and so on, you know?
Yeah, absolutely get you.
I have a combination of all of the stuff, you know. When I have a huge vinyl collection still from my youth, when only vinyl was available. And of course, I get also newer stuff now, and when I really want to listen to something or want to enjoy something, dive into the music, I use vinyl or CD. And if I just in a car or so somewhere around, Spotify is the most convenient, of course. So I have a mix of everything.
Well, for me, it's definitely vinyl, 100%. But the options do you have through Spotify and all those social media stuff, it's just incredible. So to get inspired, it's Spotify then. But for me, special, what gives me feelings is vinyl, 100%.
I cannot add anything to that one. Everything the guy said is correct, so I'm in.
Give me my way, you're no way at all. It's heaven or hell, it's my way, it's my final goal. It's heaven or hell, it's my way, or it's a highway. It's my way, it's heaven or hell.
Because we are here in a Czech festival, how would you describe Czech fans? Are they somehow special for you?
Yes, and I can tell even a story. I lived for 7 months in Slovakia, and I was traveling between Slovakia and Czech Republic many months, and I mean on a weekly basis. I even learned the language a bit and things. So
Tell us something.
Čo sa tu doriti deje? I don't know if you can say that. Well,
Not really.
okay. Yeah, and I love the culture. I mean, if you want to understand the culture, you need to learn a bit the language. You need to live there for a moment. You need to eat the food that they eat, to understand like the way they think. And I had the pleasure and the honor to be there. And I love that culture. It's very close to the culture that we all like, let's say, the very free-minded culture. And regarding the fans, I mean, we played Metal Fest, Masters of Rock, we played here, we play club shows, and it's always like a super blast because people are open for those kind of things. They can show emotions. There are other countries where people are great, but they cannot show emotions as those people here. So it's a different cultural thing, and we prefer this one.
Thank you very much. And do you guys know some Czech bands?
Citron.
Oh.
Yeah.
Phone out.
Yeah.
Phone out.
Well, not off the top of my head. Citron is actually a band I toured with for, I don't know, 10 shows or something. when I was in another band. So them I know really well, but other than that, not too familiar actually with many Czech bands.
But anyway, cool.
But do you have a recommendation?
Maybe later.
All right.
It's a lot of. Then I want to speak to you, Pee-wee. Do you plan to continue with Lingua Mortis?
If I plan to do another album
Yeah.
with this, this Lingua Mortis is always a part of Rage, and we have already on the new album. There's 4 songs that are orchestrated. So back then, this idea to sort this out and make an extra project out of this, I buried this again. So Lingua Mortis Orchestra is always a part of the band. We will definitely in the future do something more, maybe for the 40th anniversary, which will be coming in 3 years. And there's going to be more live concerts also with the Lingua Mortis Orchestra. But I don't think that I will do an extra album under the name LMO or so, like this one thing was. This was back then and a bit pushed by the old guitar player, because he wanted to obviously hitchhike this from me. And I just buried this after I fired him from the band, So, but Lingua Mortis Orchestra is a part of the band since 25 years, and it will be in the future also.
Cool. Well, Rage are here for a couple of years. So could you somehow compare the beginnings with how do you compose now?
Not really different. I always compose on the classical guitar, on the nylon strings, and this is basically, it always stayed the same. This was my very first instrument, the classical guitar, and I'm still on it.
So you started very well, so you don't need to change. So you started very well, so you don't need to change.
Yeah.
We are flying, flying on wings of rage. And we're flying, flying on wings of rage. Flying on wings of rage.
So you guys, because you do videos, of course, do you think it's important for a band to make videos?
Yes, absolutely. Back in the days, you had to spend a lot of money to get videos done and then to be on those Vivas and NTV channels that were very, very big. And if you were exposed there, you made it somehow. Nowadays, it's not that you do a video and you would be exposed on TV because we have YouTube and all those means, but at the same time, that doesn't mean that you don't need it anymore because you don't have the TV stations. At the contrary, you need to have that to show the people what you do, who you are, how you look, what story you transport, to make them aware and suck them into your life, let's say, so that they start to get a connection to you. Because listening only is one thing, but then seeing those people and getting this connection and understand the attitude and message we are transporting, this you can only do with visuals. So it's, let's say, the in-between step between a record, then the video, and then the live show. This is somehow how you get into such a band, or not if you don't want to. So I think it's an absolute important mean today.
Yeah, so do you think it was very important to have videos during the Corona because we lost this connection we have now?
Even more important, yes, that we did. I mean, just imagine, we had the Corona started in March last year, and then we had the new lineup that we did then in April, May, the announcement. We could have just put a picture out there. Those are the new members. But first of all, this is not valuable and honorable enough, in my opinion, in our opinion. And second, we thought, look, people are suffering from not going to concerts, so even just for announcing a lineup, we did a regular video of an old song that we called it 2.0 version, and we made a lot of effort to make this, to transport to the people and show them who we are. So this you wouldn't probably do in a normal scenario, but due to Corona we did more effort to do that. So yes, especially in those times, it's important to do even more.
Now you mentioned that Rage, it was always 3 people. So why are you 4 now?
It was also in the 90s we were a 4-piece lineup, and because this is today basically our favorite history phase of the band, we thought why not add another guitar player again, you know, after all these years. And this idea was already born before the guy who left last year, Marcus, before he had to leave the band of private reasons. We already agreed to pimp up the band to a 4-piece, and we of course thought of Stefan as first, because Stefan was actually playing with Marcus in his other band, and he's also working in Lucky's management company, so he's an old friend already since a while. And then when Marcus unfortunately had to go, then we thought of Gene to fulfill the 4-piece lineup. And yeah, we were really lucky that it all works out very fine and very harmonic. And especially for guitar players, it's very important that they kind of harmonize and like each other. And otherwise you cannot really work in a band, you know, when there's kind of competition things going on. But in this case, we were really lucky, and it's for my favorite lineup since long years, you know, because it really feels so relaxed to be with them, you know. There's no ego bullshit anymore going on, you know, like you had easily have in a band, you know. This is a very relaxed band, I have to say.
So I wish you well with this lineup. Thank you very much for this interview. This was Rage for Backstage.
Thank you.